This practice is going to help you see patterns of adding numbers together to figure out what kind of sums we get. It says to play this game, you are going to get 5 popsicle sticks and write one of each of these numbers on it. I didn't have popsicle sticks at home, so I wrote the numbers on these hearts, but you'll do it on the sticks. Then you're going to mix them up and randomly pick out 2 together. So without looking, I picked out a 4 and a 5. Then you're going to add them together and get the sum. If the total of your 2 numbers is even, you win, or you get a point for that particular turn. If it's odd, you lose. So 4 plus 5 is 9. That's an odd number, so I lose, or I don't get a point for that round. I need to create a way for each turn to record what I get and play the game 20 times. You're going to redo that on notebook paper. So you may think of a different way, but I, for example, am going to write 5 plus 4 equals 9, and I'm going to put an X because I did not win for that particular round. Then I need to play the game 20 times, so I'm going to do this 20 turns, each time picking out 2 and seeing if the sum is odd or even. Then before you move on, you have to do some writing. Is this a fair game? By fair, we mean do you have an equal number of chances of getting a point or not a point? And how do you know? And make sure that you write sentences. So describe whether this is a fair game or not based on the numbers and based on your data. You're not talking about whether or not your data turned out fair. You're talking about if we played this game over and over and over and over, do you have just as much chance to get even as you do odd? Then we're going to make it a little harder. Here are 3 more sets of numbers. You need to decide which one would you want to play with if you're still going to use these same rules up here at the top. Remember, your goal is to try to get the most points. So which ones of these sets of numbers do you think would be most likely to give you even numbers when you pick out 2? So you need to decide which one you think is going to be the best, thinking about what you know about probability. And then which set would you choose to maximize your chances of winning? That means to make sure that you have the most chances of getting even, and explain why you're going to pick that set here. Once you've chosen your set, then on the back you can begin the next part. You're going to create your set, so get some new popsicle sticks or use some of the same ones and make whichever set that you did, and then you're going to try it on the notebook paper 20 times. Record your turns in some way that makes sense to you. And then here, tell what you noticed. Did you get mostly odds? Did you get mostly evens? And why? Then I want you to think, is it possible to create a fair game? Can you find a set of numbers where the chance of getting an even total is the exact same as the chance of getting an odd total? So you're wanting to see, for example, if you had 2 people playing and one person was going to get a point for odd and one person was going to get a point for even, would they most of the time have an equal chance of winning? So experiment with different sets of numbers. You might also want to make some popsicle sticks and try it out 20 more times. If you are able to find a set of numbers where you have a fair game or an equal chance of getting an even or odd sum, then see if you can find other sums here on the last question, which is the challenge.